Every great Disney film needs three things: beautiful animation, an impactful story, and an iconic cast of characters. And through these characters, you need a rootable hero, a classic princess, a devious villain, and a bunch of lovable sidekicks. Heck, in fact, I guarantee you that the sidekicks in certain Disney movies are the highlight of those films. Like, really think about it. They're sharp-witted, sometimes cute, and can be just as heroic as the hero themselves. Every hero needs a perfect partner in crime. A trusty friend, a comedic foil, or sometimes a small creature with a huge personality. While we cheer for the heroes and princesses, it's often their sidekicks who provide the heart, the humor, and the memorable moments that truly define a Disney classic. From wisecracking genies to loyal seeming candles, these are the characters who prove that being number 2 is just as important as being number 1. And I think I've compiled a perfect list for my favorites of the bunch. Now, I'm looking at canon animated Disney movies. You know, the ones from the main studio. As much as I love Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, that was from a third-party studio that Disney bought. Sorry, little buddy. So, with that out of the way, get ready as we dive into my personal top 10 favorite Disney sidekicks. Now, sidekicks are usually seen tagging along with the hero, ready to take on any battle that stands in their and the hero's way. But what if you're kind of forced into this position? Like some royal majesty regularly tasks you on this mission. Now, in Disney's 1989 film, The Little Mermaid, you've got a bunch of lovable sea animals to choose from. There's Flounder, who is literally the best friend of protagonist Ariel, as well as scatterbrained seagull Scuttle, who is a supposed expert on human objects. But my pick is Atlantica's musician and composer turned full-time babysitter of The Little Mermaid, Sebastian.
Okay, so far, so good. I don't think the king knows. But it will not be easy keeping something like this a secret for long.
Sebastian is an easily stressed but ultimately dedicated crustacean, who serves as King Triton's royal court composer, and, disappointing to him, Ariel's reluctant chaperone.
Oh, I see. Your collection.
Sebastian has perhaps the most dynamic character growth throughout the film. He starts as a pompous and self-centered coward who wants nothing to do with Ariel's adventures, trying to convince her to just act like normal fish so that way he doesn't feel the wrath of King Triton's rage. But he ends up being a brave and selfless hero who willingly risks his own life to ensure Ariel's happiness, even with all the constant misfortunes she brings to him. He also overcomes his fear of humans. I think any scene with him and the chef is absolute gold. Sebastian brings a distinct Caribbean rhythm and a constant sense of frantic urgency to the underwater world. And boy, who couldn't forget the musical numbers this little crustacean makes? Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl, ooh, Sebastian was getting a little horny with that last song there. This makes him an unforgettable presence, even if his heart is perpetually pounding with anxiety. I feel you, Sebastian.
Boy, what a soft shell I'm turning out to be.
Sometimes, the best sidekick can just be a friend full of zen. A calm, collected, and lighthearted individual who just wants to sit back and relax. Granted, you have a lot of characters in the Disney universe who are all like this. Look at this cheese whiz eating doofus over here. With that in mind, I don't think anyone else can take that spot of pure slacker persona than our number 9 spot right here.
Now give me a big bear growl. Scare me. Oh boy.
The embodiment of the bear necessities. Baloo is an easygoing bear who's the perfect antidote to the rigid rules of the jungle, offering Mowgli a world of fun, freedom, and a classy jazzy tune. Baloo's role as a sidekick is defined by his unwavering loyalty and his ability to act as a protector through unconventional means. Unlike many sidekicks who follow a hero's lead, Baloo often leads Mowgli into a life of leisure, yet he is the first to stand his ground against the fearsome Shere Khan. His bare necessities philosophy provides a necessary emotional balance to the film, teaching that joy and friendship are just as vital for survival as the laws of the jungle. Baloo's charm lies in his laid-back philosophy and genuine love for his little buddy, making him a true friend and a Disney icon. I mean, he didn't get his own TV spinoff for a reason.
Baloo, you're alright.
Who, me? Sure I am. Never felt better.
Snow White, the one that started it all, the one that completely changed the animation medium landscape forever. However, let me refrain, it is not the first animated film ever. That belongs to the adventures of Prince Ahmed. Still though, Disney would not be what it is today without Snow White. Actually, let me take that back again, we still have Mickey Mouse predating Snow White, but what am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself here. The point is, this is a groundbreaking film. Now, the story itself to me is just okay. I don't see myself really engaging at all with Snow White's story here. She's definitely one of the blandest and weakest princesses in Disney's catalog. Nah, the real hook here is when we get to the diamond mines and see 7 of the most diverse little people you can find.
Someone's cooking. Smells good. Don't touch it, you fools. Might be poison.
Honestly, this feels like cheating since I'm considering all 7 dwarves in this spot, but like, how can you choose? You got Doc, the de facto leader, Grumpy, the snarker, Happy, the nice one, Dopey, the cloud cuckoo lander, and, you know, the other ones that aren't as memorable. Huh, maybe they don't all need to be here, but hey, their friendship and brotherhood is what matters. I guess we can include this allergy-driven dwarf, why not? Them helping out Snow White is a group effort. The dwarves offer different personalities that add warmth, humor, and a surprising amount of protection to Snow White. They represent the first major sidekick ensemble in Disney history, and prove that there's strength in their small stature.
See you tonight.
Oh, what am I doing? I should have placed them at number 7, I'm such a loser! Alright, terrible decision making aside, let's move on to our next spot. You think that in a world of stuffed animals and no stakes given, there really isn't any reason to have a titular hero, or bad guy, or in this case, a sidekick for that matter. And in the world of Winnie the Pooh, there isn't really much going on. I think the biggest conflict they've ever had was Pooh getting stuck in a hole. I'm realizing that sentence can be taken out of context, gosh darn it.
And my day is ruined.
Look, point is, the 100-acre wood is pretty mellow, no danger afoot, so no sidekick, right? Well, a companion can still hit all the checkmarks of a sidekick. And sure, while the quiet and timid Piglet is considered Pooh's best friend, I'm instead going for the more energetic and deeply supportive stuffed tiger, Hobbs. I mean, Tigger.
Hello, I'm Tigger.
You said that.
Oh, well, did I say I was hungry?
I don't think so.
Well, then I'll say it. I'm hungry.
Tigger is pure, infectious energy that comes off as a foil to other laid-back characters in the woods. In a setting defined by its quiet, contemplative atmosphere and often neurotically cautious residents, Tigger serves as a necessary comedic opposite to that narrative. But that doesn't mean that this tiger is malicious by any means. In fact, that's quite the opposite. His boundless enthusiasm and commitment to finding fun in every situation, often at the expense of others' peace, provides such a vital source of positive contrast.
Hey, where is old long ears anyway?
That's racist.
He pretty much challenges the status quo of the woods with his chaotic spirit, yet his loyalty to his friends is unquestionable. Tigger proves that even in the 100-acre wood, a bit of unbridled joy and a huge heart are essential ingredients for a perfect partner, making him an enduring favorite whose heart is as big as his bounce.
Watch me scare the stripes off of this imposter.
Picture this, you're a young woman offering yourself to a hideous beast in exchange for your father's freedom. Naturally, you would think that all the beast minions would try to torment you, but that's not the case here. Also, they're all furniture, so yeah. The beast himself isn't really that bad either, just a bad temper. And with a true love's kiss, the beast and his furniture can turn back to normal humans again. But until then, he has to be on his best behavior to impress the studious Belle. And he's got a ton of help too, from the loyal but tight-wound Cogsworth to the motherly Mrs. Potts, but there's a clear winner here. He's a wingman not only to his master, the beast, but to himself as well.
Master?
What?
Since the girl is going to be with us for quite some time, I was thinking that you might want to offer her a more comfortable room. Then again, maybe not.
What a charismatic candlestick we got here. He can light up my stick. Wait, what? Now let's not get this twisted. Lumiere is pretty loyal to Beast throughout the movie, though he does have a habit disobeying some orders, causing just a wee bit of tension between the two. But like, Lumiere is still the one Beast goes for advice, so there's obviously some likable qualities to the Wax Man. Lumiere manages to maintain his French flair and optimism despite his cursed state as a candlestick. When Belle arrives for dinner, he's the ultimate host, making sure everyone is a pampered guest. Also, Be Our Guest is a better song than the title track, Don't At Me. Lumiere is constantly proven to be a romantic, brave, and vital spirit in helping break the spell. Also, did I mention how flirtatious this guy is?
L'amour.
Alright, so we just saw 7 characters lock onto a spot all to themselves. How about we reduce that number to 3? It's the celebration of the king and queen's newborn baby, but a certain individual is a little butthurt that they didn't get an invitation. Maleficent puts a curse on the baby princess, claiming she will die on her 16th birthday by pricking her finger on a spinning wheel. I mean, I don't think pricking your finger automatically leads to your demise, but what do I know? Luckily, there's 3 good fairies that make sure Aurora is protected at all costs.
Now, come have a nice cup of tea, dear. I'm sure it'll work out somehow.
Well, a bonfire won't stop Maleficent.
Of course not. But what will?
Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather are probably some of the most underrated sidekicks out there. Protecting Princess Aurora and raising her as her own is a big task. These magical guardians are the heart of the movie. They aren't really known for their comic relief like others that we'll see on this list, but they do have their comedic moments. I mean, that dress scene says it all.
I think we've had enough of this nonsense.
Whether we're looking at the leadership of Flora, the joy of Fauna, or the powerhouse that is Merryweather, their dedication to their charge is what truly earns them this high spot.
Blue. Pink.
I know you, I walk with you.
You bastard!
Alright gang, now we're hitting some of the greats. You've got your friendly little animal companions, you've got your wise mentors, and then you got the big boys. The ones you instantly know every time someone mentions the great sidekicks of Disney. And a lot of them happen to be in the 90s, the Disney Renaissance if you will. After Disney's Bronze Age, or I guess Dark Age depending on how you feel about that era, the studio decided to ramp up their storytelling, their visuals, and especially their characters. And man, have these characters become iconic, especially the sidekicks here. Quick shoutouts to the legend Phil from Hercules and Turk from Tarzan. I know that one was a controversial pick, but I'll stand by that statement. Possibly the funniest one to come out of this era has been from the movie Mulan. Eddie Murphy has been a comedic legend for quite some time, and has lent his voice to an already iconic donkey. But a couple of years back, he got to play a feisty little dragon.
We must send the most powerful of all.
Okay, I get the drift, I'll go.
Mulan's main companion, and also the guardian spirit of Mulan's family. At least, now he is. Mushu got demoted after he failed to protect a family member, and has been humiliated by his peers by making him a Gone Reader. Ring the gong! Now, Mushu only works with Mulan just to redeem himself and be a guardian again. But man, that journey helps humble the little dragon greatly. He even confesses to Mulan about his selfish tendencies, and vows to stay by her side until the end. Mushu acts as Mulan's self-appointed companion, and this character provides a non-stop stream of hilarious, rapid-fire commentary.
Down, Bessie.
He's the ultimate hype man, and though he's initially motivated by his own desire to regain status, his journey with Mulan transforms him into a genuinely heroic and loyal partner.
Oh! Alright, that's it. Dishonor. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
From another comedic legend to another, we got possibly the biggest cultural shift in voice acting history. Predating the 90s, most voice actors in animation were somewhat unknown to the mainstream, and in Hollywood. And it was only until the 90s when we started seeing big movie stars start lending their voices to these hand-drawn characters. Eddie Murphy was fantastic as Mushu, but that probably would have never happened if it weren't for the late and great Robin Williams. This impressive actor voiced 2 headlining characters in 1992. His first role was Batty Coda in the film Ferngully the Last Rainforest, and following that was his iconic performance as the genie in Aladdin.
Rule number 1, I can't kill anybody.
Yeah, so don't ask.
Rule number 2, I can't make anybody fall in love with anybody else. You little punum there.
A powerful magical being who has been sealed away inside a land for 10,000 years. That would definitely give you a crick in the neck. Genie is the sole anchor point of what the movie Aladdin turns into, happily granting Aladdin's 3 wishes, and even with Aladdin granting him his freedom, Genie still decides to be by his side out of gratitude to the one master that showed him kindness.
Excuse me? Are you looking at me? Did you rub my lamp? Did you wake me up?
Daddy, chill.
Genie is practically a star in his own right. Robin Williams is so perfect for this character, giving him so many jokes to go off of. The Genie is a whirlwind of pop cultural references, impressions, and just sheer magical might. He's not just a plot device to grant wishes, although that's kind of his purpose, but he's a deeply emotional character who desires freedom and really shows what it means to have such a true friendship, making him one of Disney's most cherished creations.
Oh, all of you, come over here, big group hug. Group hug. Oh, do you mind if I kiss the monkey? Ooh, hairball.
Yeah, we're still hitting the Disney Renaissance over here. I'd be a fool if I didn't mention the cultural phenomenon that was The Lion King. The classic Disney film that's like an African animal version of Hamlet, and may or may not have imitated a 60s anime Kimba the White Lion. You be the judge of that. With that being said, there are a couple of sidekicks in this movie that are very well respected by the fandom. I gotta give a shout out to Zazu with his snarkiness towards everyone. But let's be real, we all know that dynamic duo was gonna show up here at some point.
Gee, he looks blue.
I'd say brownish gold.
No. I mean, he's depressed.
Oh. Kid, what's eating you?
Nothing. He's at the top of the food chain.
The best gay parents a lion could ask for. This little meerkat and plumpy warthog are already staples in Disney history, so they just had to be on a list like this. After Simba has run away from the Pride Lands, Timon and Pumbaa take him under his wing and raise him until he's grown. Yeah, sorry Baloo, but I realized you had a much weaker song compared to what these two have had. Hakuna Matata is way more of a lazy Sunday song than Bare Necessities would ever be.
What'd you do, kid?
Something terrible, but I don't want to talk about it.
Good, we don't want to hear about it.
He's a funny guy.
Timon is neurotic and known for scheming, while Pumbaa is much more innocent and is much more of a slob. But that's what makes their contrasting personalities work. While many sidekicks exist merely to facilitate the protagonist's goal, Timon and Pumbaa provide a complete alternative lifestyle. They kind of shape Simba a little, giving him emotional healing during his darkest hour. When the time comes to face Scar, they cast aside their own life philosophy to stand on the front lines, proving that their bond with Simba is stronger than their desire of a carefree life. Their transition from comedic relief to genuine warriors makes them some of the most well-rounded and impactful companions in cinematic history.
You know her. She knows you. But she wants to eat him. And everybody's okay with this? Did I miss something?
He's a funny guy.
Before we get to the best Disney sidekick, here are a few honorable mentions.
It's like a little baby unicorn. What? Hey, whoa! Oh, I love it even more.
I will admit, I'm not the hugest fan of Olaf, but I will give credit that what makes Olaf a solid sidekick is his commitment to reach Anna inside as she's slowly freezing to death. Being inside by a fireplace while Olaf is melting does show how much he cares for Anna. I had a big smile when Olaf faded away in the sequel though.
No. Now see here. This young lady is in need of assistance. I think you ought to listen.
Hold this, please, Doctor.
Of course, but good.
The rodent version of Dr. Watson, Dawson is the right-hand mouse to Basil of Baker Street. Dawson is constantly amazed at what his partner can deduct, and even helps Basil snap out of his self-pity as they're strapped in this mouse trap. Dawson is just a sweet and kind-hearted person throughout this underrated movie.
Well, look at here. Ooh, girl, I guess you and your boyfriend got a little carried away. Am I right?
Occasion Firefly, who helps the frogs turn back into humans, and a remarkable sidekick who put his life on the line too. His love for the star in the sky is both funny and quite wholesome at the same time. I know some people don't really care for him, but hey, I like this guy's vibe. He's a treat.
It is all right to cry.
No.
Crying is a natural response to pain.
I'm not crying.
I will scan you for injuries.
Don't scan me.
Scan complete.
Unbelievable.
A gentle robot who was used for healthcare purposes, he's now a suited up superhero enlisted by Hero to take down yokai. Even as a super strong hero, he still has a huggable and lovable design with a calming personality, and probably a better decision to go with a marshmallow-like design than what he has in the Marvel comics. Oh boy. Quiet and yet snarky at the same time, Tinkerbell is very loyal to Peter, and gets very angry and jealous every time Wendy spends time with him. Tinkerbell might not be the best role model. She tried to get the Lost Boys to shoot down Wendy, but with trust and a little bit of pixie dust, the little fairy has secured her place as a memorable Disney icon for the ages. And now, here's my number one pick for Disney's best sidekick out there. Honestly, it's astounding with how many characters Disney comes up with that are just some of the most enjoyable, charming characters in all of animation history, and the companions that take part in the hero's journey make up for a more fulfilling experience. Sure, the Disney Renaissance is home to some already memorable sidekicks, shaping up to be some of the most popular characters in Disney history, but for me personally, I think the studio hit the nail on their second ever outing back in 1940, nearly 86 years ago. Truly a revolutionary movie that was Pinocchio, and a perfect companion for the titular puppet that has possibly outshined him in the mainstream.
I'll bet a lot of you folks don't believe that. About a wish coming true, do you? Well, I didn't either. Of course, I'm just a cricket singing away from hearth to hearth, but let me tell you what made me change my mind.
Jiminy Cricket is the original and arguably most significant sidekick in the Disney canon. Tasked with being Pinocchio's moral compass, he navigates the dangers of the world while still keeping his cheerful personality intact. Jiminy Cricket stands as the quintessential Disney sidekick, not merely for his charm or humor, but because he embodies the movie's core theme, the power of conscience and moral guidance. As the official conscience, Jiminy's role transcends typical sidekick functions. He is the narrative device that drives Pinocchio's transformation from a wooden puppet into a real boy. His journey mirrors Pinocchio's own struggle for morality, often getting distracted or facing danger, yet always returning to his duty. He introduced the concept of the small, guiding companion that would become a staple archetype. He is the voice of reason amidst temptation, providing such crucial, life-altering advice. His persistence, despite Pinocchio's repeated failures, shows his unwavering loyalty and moral fortitude, making him the perfect, timeless example of a partner whose greatest strength is his pure heart.
Well, I'll be... my. Solid gold, too. Oh, I think it's swell.
And that's it, 10 truly great companions of Disney, with a couple of honorable mentions as well. And I know that there's tons of favorites out there that I might have missed, so let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And while you're at it, how about you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos coming in the future. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.